Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I recorded this video a few months ago and now it's December 14th, 2024, just 2 weeks before Christmas, and I'm finally getting around to editing and uploading it. As some of you may know, I live just outside Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's an old city by North American standards, and it has a lot of history. Our ride today will take us to a quiet little park, which is at the end of a short hiking trail. The park is situated on Deadman's Island. Well, I guess it was an island. Now it's connected to mainland Nova Scotia by a causeway, I guess. And then around Deadman's Cove, close by, is another island called Melville Island. Both of those islands play a part in my story. So let's move on to the hiking trail at the beginning of Deadman's Island Park. I'll give you some of the history of Deadman's Island as we walk along the hiking trail. Deadman's Island was first known as Target Island or Target Hill after it was used by the British Navy for target practice in the late 1700s. After the beginning of the Napoleonic Wars in 1803, the British built a prison on Melville Island next door for prisoners of war. Later, when the United States declared war on Britain in 1812, the prison at Melville Island was used for internment of captured American soldiers. During the War of 1812, 195 American soldiers died at the Melville prison and were buried in canvas bags and unmarked graves on Deadman's Island, thus giving the island its name. In addition to the American prisoners of war who died at Melville Prison and were buried on Deadman's Island, it's estimated that there's over 200 Spanish and French soldiers who were prisoners of war who died at Melville Island and were buried on Deadman's Island. After World War I and World War II, there were several attempts by private developers to develop the island for apartments or condominiums. However, the Northwest Arm Heritage Association, the Ohio Society of the War of 1812, and the Canadian Legion worked together to protect the island and the graves from being disturbed for development purposes. In February 2000, Deadman's Island Park was established by the Halifax Regional Municipality to protect the site and commemorate its historic significance. A memorial service for the American prisoners of war buried there was held on the 23rd of June that same year by members of the U.S. 164th Civil Engineering Squadron, the Tennessee Air National Guard from Memphis, Tennessee. They being the first U.S. service members to honor those buried in unmarked graves on Deadman's Island. In 2012, the Daughters of 1812 erected a memorial near the park entrance. This included a special ceremony by the U.S. military.
Commemorating the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812. On this occasion, we'd like to recognize again the Honorable J.J. Grant, Brigadier General and Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia.
As we come to the end of the hiking trail, the park opens up in front of us, and to our right is a hill, and the hill is known as Target Hill, and that's where it's believed that most of the bodies are buried. I looked across at Melville Island. The island is now owned by the yacht club, and it's difficult to see any buildings. So I thought I would go over there because I understand that there's still an old prison on the island which is being preserved as a historic building. So I decided to check it out. When I got to Melville Island, it was difficult to see the old prison. I could see some of the stones, although I couldn't access it that way. I tried to go between the boats to see if I could get a little better look at it. Here it is. Well, I guess that's it. There's not much more to see here. I hope you liked this little video, and if you did, how about a big thumbs up? And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and I'll let you know when I make the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.